Hey kids, do you like the old Assassin's Creed games? Do you wish to recapture that feeling you had during the glory days of Assassin's Creed 2, Black Flag, and Unity? Well, guess what? Because Assassin's Creed Mirage goes back to the roots, but it falls a little short. Not a little short, it falls very short. Let's start with the story. You play as Basim. We meet him during the previous game in AC Valhalla. Long story, but by the end of the game, you end up fighting him and you trap him inside the Isu system where he spends 1,000 or years trapped until this girl Layla releases him and then he ends up trapping her in his stead. Now for the post game of AC Valhalla, you actually play as Basim and he's in the Animus and instead. It's a very interesting setup, but where does it lead us to? It sends us to his past. I get it they want to explore his character more and really flesh him out as he's now the new kind of protagonist. It takes place in Baghdad sometime in the Islamic Golden Period. The story just doesn't have much to offer. You end up becoming a hidden one, and you have to take out the ancients like all the other games. And I wish I could just go into it more, but I found myself just bored throughout the story missions. It never really dives into Basim as a character at all. I just found myself just wanting to skip all the dialogue options because nothing really had anything to hold me there and listen. The only thing that we know really about Basim is that he has bad dreams about an evil genie, he used to be a thief, and he is best friends with a girl named Nihal. The game also ends and you just feel like it's another Ubisoft title where the world is littered with side quests that don't feel like you're getting anything worthwhile for and have no heart in them. The collectibles are extremely tedious, the world is very empty, and to be honest, it just feels like a DLC. I want to say that the Ireland DLC that came out for AC Valhalla is just about as big and has as much content as this one does. It really could have just been added as another extension to that game instead. The gameplay's fine. It feels like the older ones where you're not a warrior and you want to avoid getting spotted. There's an enemy that if you get caught doing too much stupid shit, it's like an assassin that comes after you. Playing on the hardest difficulty, he really is hard to kill, which is nice. It makes you want to not get caught. The parkour is very clunky. I don't know what's up with the engine that they keep on using, but I constantly found myself clipping, jumping into stuff I didn't want to, and I couldn't climb half the shit in the game. This game also gives you 6 tools at your disposal and an assassin ability that makes it super easy. You basically just take out an entire group of enemies in an instant, combining the both. I think it's good for a game to reward you for using the tools that you were given to your advantage, but if I'm literally God, what's the point? The problem with these newer titles is the skill tree. In this game, luckily, it's very toned down compared to the last two, which just makes you feel like a walking killing machine that could do whatever. It was nice because it encouraged all playstyles, but at a certain point it was super overwhelming. I want to say the one of the better parts of this game is the skill tree, but even so, there was a point in the game where I was able to group up all the enemies, drop a smoke bomb, and just one-shot all of them. It just made it feel very easy to exploit, and at a certain point, the tools are nice and everything, and it definitely rewards you for going after them and spending skill points to try to get them. But by the end of the game, I really just was able to do whatever I wanted to with the amount of tools that I had. This game is also very short though. Doing every single side quest and grabbing all the collectibles, it took me only about 20 hours to finish. And at a $40 price range, I can't really say that that was too worth it. This took me about the same amount of time it took me to finish that Ireland DLC from AC Valhalla, and even that was only like $15. I can't say that I recommend this game at all. I left feeling narratively empty, as well as content deprived. At most, I can give this as a 4 out of 10. It felt really bland, and it makes sense that they want to play it safe, but I would have liked to enjoy something that had a little bit more creativity. Something I could go back and play, like AC1, like AC2 and Unity and Black Flag. And that's not to say that I only really care about the old games. I find myself wanting to go back and play Odyssey and Valhalla, but in reality, I probably won't touch this game for a while, maybe not ever again. It's just a very boring story and underdeveloped MC and an empty open world with very little to do. It just makes me hope the next one isn't the same. I hope that Ubisoft can really step it up with their next AC title.